Welcome to Pivot and Passion. I'm your host, Stephanie Cully, and I'm here to help you follow your true purpose. My goal is to help you build unshakable confidence and showcase your strengths. Each episode is filled with inspiration and tips to help you in your career and personal life. So grab your morning cup of coffee or your evening tea and let's dive in. Today, we're talking about how you can find a job quickly by attending conferences. I'm giving you my insider tips. The reason I'm recording this episode is I just attended the Agile 2024 conference. If you're not familiar with Agile, Agile is a flexible approach where teams develop products in small, manageable chunks. They collaborate closely and quickly adapt to changes. This ensures high-quality results are delivered efficiently. In other words, this is an approach that can be used when delivering projects. And hey, if you're not in IT or you're not familiar with Agile, that's okay, but there are tons of industry conferences that you can attend. And this is a great place to go if you're looking for jobs. I was blown away by the opportunities that were there, the people that I met, and even stories that I heard about people landing jobs while they were at conferences in the past. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The first tip that I have for you is to look up the details of the conference before. This will help you to prepare and understand where you can look for landing a job. I'll give you some examples of this conference that I attended. They specifically had a section that was called a career lounge, and this was actually open from 8 to 5 p.m. every day, and they even did a networking event during one of the nights. What you can do is look up the details of the conference before you attend to understand, are there things like career lounges there? Are there networking events, or are there industry-specific topics that you can go to meet people? This career lounge had a lot of great opportunities. One of them was if you were looking to get your resume updated, you could actually go and set up a session for a resume optimization or help with things like LinkedIn. Another really cool feature that they had was they had a physical job board there where you would actually go up to their whiteboard. And if you were looking for a job, you could post your resume or you could put your contact information and what types of job you were looking for. You also could look to see what employers had posted positions with the job description. That way you were able to reach out and talk to someone directly at the conference about job opportunities. And this conference even specifically had industry-specific networking, where there was a hallway open that people could go and talk amongst each other, whether they were in the healthcare field or another type of industry. And this is just a great place to go and talk to other people. You may just want to go in without any expectation, but it's really the networking piece and getting to know people and form those relationships that helps you to eventually land a job. They had a really great event on Tuesday, which was a young professionals group for career seekers that were in their 20s and 30s. This was just a good opportunity for people to meet each other, be able to talk about job opportunities or if they were looking for jobs. And the other place that you can look would be booths or exhibitions that are going on at the conference. One great example was that I attended with a company called Simply Agile. Simply Agile is an app that actually posts job postings. So whether someone is looking to post a job because they're looking for professionals or someone is looking for jobs, they can go to the site or they can go to the app and look for that. So it's also interesting to check out these exhibits and see, are there places that have a career board or are there places that you can go and talk to people from the exhibit that may have job opportunities for you? And I want to give you a story of where this actually came in handy for someone to be able to land the job. So I have a personal story from this conference where I was working at the Simply Agile booth and I had someone come up to me. I actually originally thought they were looking for jobs, but it turns out that they had 10 job postings available. They said they had been looking for people and hadn't been able to fill the roles yet. So what they wanted to do was have a place where they could post those jobs and find really good talent. So the cool thing was I connected him with the founder of Simply Agile. Hopefully they'll get those jobs up and posted. But the cool thing was literally 2 minutes later, someone came over to the booth and said, "Hey, I'm looking for this specific type of role." And I said, "Well, there's someone that's over here at this booth that you need to talk to because they have 10 job postings available." So I was able to quickly connect them and they had a networking chat to find out whether it was a good opportunity for her, whether or not she was a good fit. And hopefully that will lead to some job opportunities for her. And it will help the person on the other end as well who's looking for good talent. So when I say that there are plenty of opportunities out there, I saw it firsthand at this conference. And I do have one other example of this that happened. Now, this was at last year's conference. I ended up making friends with a woman who said that she saw someone get a job opportunity from the conference, and she actually took that opportunity and started in the role. So, what ended up happening was there were plenty of opportunities for people to network, and her friend was looking for a job because she was just laid off. There were different conference rooms that were set up, and you could put post it notes, you could put things about job opportunities. Her friend was a little bit shy about it and didn't want to post or felt really awkward. So, my friend said, "Look, let me have your information. Let's go ahead. We should really put some information out there because I know there are employers that are actually looking for people." Sure enough, she ends up putting her information out there. And one of the employers contacted her during that conference. They had a chat, which led into an interview, and the rest is history. She now landed that job and she's incredibly happy. So, this leads us to our second tip. Our second tip is to have conversations at the water cooler or around the hallways. So, when you go to these different events, you probably think, even like I was thinking at the beginning of this, great networking opportunities. I'm going to go to all the networking events. But one of the things that I never took into consideration was the fact that some of the best networking happens at the water cooler, or what I would say at this conference is around in the hallways when you're going from session to session or you have breaks. I want to encourage you to make use of every opportunity to meet people. Don't think that you have to wait for a networking event to try to have a conversation with someone or to talk about job opportunities. Here are some examples of places that I took advantage of to have conversations with people. First thing in the morning, I would go to breakfast and I would make sure to get there somewhat early. That way, I had enough time to mingle. I honestly am an introvert, so sometimes it takes me getting out of my shell in order to go and have conversations. But the reason that I went to this conference was to lead to opportunities and to have more conversations so that I could build up my leads, so I could build up more clients within my business. So I did this. I would sit down at a table where I purposely did not know anyone, and I would just have conversations. And to make it easier for you, if you're someone who says, I don't really know how to start small talk, the great thing is at a conference, most people are coming from a different place, whether they're coming from a different state or a different country. So I would advise you to just ask a simple question. Hey, how's it going? Where are you from? And that really just kickstarts the conversation. Because this conference wasn't for people with just one specific role, you could ask them, hey, what type of role do you have? Or what company do you work at? This led to some really great discussions, and I'm happy that I made use of breakfast in order to meet new people. I ended up meeting people around the coffee stations too. So we had a lot of breaks, or I should say two breaks each day. And what I did was I would go and grab my tea, which was right near the coffee. And if I saw someone standing around, I would ask them the same thing. Or I might ask them, hey, what do you think of the conference so far? This led us to having quick conversations and even led to some friendships later on. Another key area is you want to attend sessions that are related to you or related to your job search. So, for instance, I ended up hosting a session that was called How to Survive the Job Market in 2024. They have this thing called open space where anyone can facilitate a session. All you have to do is propose it. So, for instance, if you were someone that was looking for a job or you were having some challenges in trying to find the job, this would have been a good session for you to attend. And then you would find like minded people who either were looking for jobs that could offer advice, or you may find people like employers who are going to that who may be looking for people who are looking for jobs. Another key area was AI. AI was a really hot topic. So let's say you were a developer who worked in AI, you would definitely want to attend those sessions because you may have an opportunity. Sometimes during these sessions, they do breakout sessions that you have discussions with people at your table. So who knows, you might meet a hiring manager or someone who's a recruiter that's looking to hire people at this conference. And then, of course, there are the traditional networking events. At a lot of these conferences, they have a networking happy hour. So this is a perfect opportunity to go around to the different booths, to have discussions with random people at cocktail tables, and just find out more about people and find out what opportunities are out there. And the last tip that I have for you is to be prepared and make sure that you have, whether it's your contact information, a business card, or some type of resume with you in order to hand that out at the conference. You never know who you might meet. And along those lines, when I say make sure that you're prepared in advance, that includes doing things like updating your LinkedIn page, making that your resume is totally optimized. That way, if you do meet a really great connection, let's think about it. I met connections and immediately I was adding them onto my Simply Agile app that gives you information about other people in the community, or I was going to LinkedIn and adding them there, and I would see whether or not I wasn't specifically looking for if their contact information was up to date, but if I'm looking to see what does this person do, what kind of opportunities are they looking for, if it's not up to date, then you're really missing out on some opportunities to stand out to hiring managers, recruiters, or other people who may know of jobs that can help you out. One other tip I'd give you around being prepared is if you can have your elevator pitch prepared, that will make you stand out even more. So all you have to do is have a 60 to 90-second elevator pitch prepared. It's basically telling them a little bit about yourself, why you're a good fit for whatever it may be that you're looking for, and something unique about you. Now, if you're not sure how to do an elevator pitch, I have a freebie that I can provide you with. All you have to do is check out the show notes, go ahead and download that and practice your elevator pitch before you go to these conferences or other networking events. So let's go ahead and recap what we talked about today. The first tip that I give you was to look at conference details ahead of time. This is so you know where to go to optimize your time there. Second of all, you want to meet people at the water cooler. Definitely take advantage of things like networking events, but if you can talk to people in the hallways or while you're grabbing a coffee, unexpected places, that's sometimes where you make the best connections and have the best conversations. And lastly, be prepared ahead of time with things like your resume being updated, your LinkedIn being optimized, and especially have a good elevator pitch ready to go. If you're looking for more tips on how to do some of the things that we talked about today, you'll love my Get Hired workbook. This book launched for only $26.99 and it's available as an ebook right now. You'll be able to purchase a physical book soon if you're interested on Amazon, but it's going to be published next week. So go ahead and check out the show notes for an ebook copy of this book. You won't be disappointed. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this episode helpful, make sure to subscribe and share it with a friend. Let me know if you have any topics that you'd love to see covered in a future show. Have a great day.